There's a look at one of Canada's first enclosed shopping malls, and that would be Parkway Mall. And I was here a few months ago recording a video through that mall. And if I remember to, I'll put a link to that down in the description. But hey there, today is Monday, September 22nd. It is 5:38 p.m. and the temperature is about 24 degrees Celsius. And it was raining earlier today, and we are expecting more showers tonight. But so far, so good. There's a 24 Victoria Park bus. I think I just felt a few light raindrops hit me. But just up ahead is the intersection of Ellesmere and Victoria Park. And I found myself needing to come to Scarborough tonight. So I thought, since I have to come out here, why not record a walking video? And then I think I'm going to do a live stream after this. I'm heading to a store over on Kennedy Road. So we are going to explore the Maryvale neighborhood, sometimes known as Wexford Maryvale. I've done a few videos through Wexford before. So what I'll be doing is going east along Ellesmere Road here, but we'll make a few detours through some residential streets. I'll talk a little bit about the neighborhood. And just to the west of here, this will link up to York Mills Road. The 94 York Mills bus, I think it's the 95 York Mills bus, services this stretch. There's a very large bus stop. Oh, someone's blasting some tunes just over there. But again, welcome to Scarborough. I'm guessing there used to be a sign there. But I don't come to this area a whole lot, as most of it just kind of looks like this. You get these large stroads at the major intersections. There tends to be strip malls and retail. And no offense, but a whole lot of boringness in between. Hey, we got the Beverly Hills Doggy Hotel. But the boundaries of this neighborhood are roughly Highway 401 to the north, Victoria Park Avenue to the west, which is behind me, Pharmacy Avenue to the east. We'll be finishing up, I think, just east of Pharmacy Avenue. Then around Eglinton to the south. This mall here on the right is certainly a local hub for this neighborhood. It opened back in 1958. And it does feature a Toronto Public Library, but its signature is that Metro supermarket. That was in the opening shot of this video. There it is. With its parabolic roof. That's actually a heritage building. I briefly went into that supermarket when I did my video through the mall. There's a Timmy's. They're embracing their old logo. But Scarborough itself was first settled in the 1790s. And most of the earlier settlers were from England. And it was originally a township, and then it became a borough. And it was its own municipality before it was rolled into the megacity of Toronto back in 1998. The population is about 650,000. And for much of its history, it was just a collection of farming communities. There's a Staples, which oddly isn't attached to the mall inside. It's kind of odd having homes like that line a street like this.
Yeah, no, like I get a nice cap now tomorrow. Nice cap. The desire for it will be a bit stronger than this one is.
And this is Pharmacy Avenue coming up. A somewhat major north-south corridor in Scarborough. Scarborough is dominated by east-west and north-south roads that kind of combine the worst of being a street and a road. Roads are designed for connecting point A to point B and driving quickly. And streets are more likely to have the places you want to visit on them. Strip malls such as that one, Sushi Ichiban, Slider Station, that could be good. Venus Bakery. There's a meat market. A hair shop called Lucky Hair. A lot of people waiting for the bus. Hakka and Thai cuisine, a restaurant called Pepper. I wish the zoom on this camera was a little better. I'm gonna poke around this intersection a little bit. There's the 95 bus, loading and unloading. Lucky Hair haircut, 15 bucks. This is the kind of development you get when you cater to the automobile. And from a Toronto Transit point of view, while the bus network in Scarborough is decent, from a rapid transit point of view, it's rather neglected. The Scarborough RT was shut down a few years back. There is a Line 2 subway extension, but all of those stations lost on the Scarborough RT won't necessarily be replaced. Only a few of them will. They've got a Mary Brown's. And the Crosstown LRT will eventually be operational along Eglinton. Let's go south here. I think I can go south on Pharmacy because it looks like there's a whole lot of nothing just east of here. I can re-emerge onto Ellesmere after a little trip through a residential area. There's a small computer shop in this plaza. I'm actually heading to a Canada Computers. The item I ordered wasn't in stock in their downtown or North York stores. That's the reason I'm coming out this way. There's a wellness clinic, Malone's Tavern, Hair Evolution 1. I wonder if there's a Hair Evolution 2. Dr. Ronald Farn, dentist. From the 50s to the 70s, a lot of suburban subdivisions boomed in Scarborough, and if you look at it from Google Maps, you'll notice a lot of the major arteries are north, south, east, west. But they have those nonsensical suburban street grids in the middle of those super blocks, I guess you could call them. And they're designed to make pedestrian and cyclist access as annoying as possible. Built during an age when the automobile industry was trying to make virtually everything dependent on cars. We of course know much better now. If you've ever wondered why suburbs are designed in such a silly manner, where streets just kind of meander and end up in cul-de-sacs, they don't really go north, south, east, west, or follow any type of sensible street grid, that would be the reason why. And if you say it's to prevent through traffic, well, you can use one-way streets and modal filters in a traditional street grid to accomplish just that. I think a lot of these homes date back to about the 1950s. The pharmacy itself is a bit boring, so let's go left here onto Kellyvale. Pedestrians, obey your signals. I think motorists would require such a sign. Look at this. Fuck you, pedestrians. Who needs sidewalks? Just walk your ass on the street. It's a cute bungalow, though. There's a lot of detached bungalows and 1.5-story homes. Many seem to be still rocking their original brick facades. Oops, I meant to zoom. They've got a Blue Jays logo in their window on that one. I think the average price for a home in this area is somewhere between $800,000 to $1.1 million. This was designed to be as pedestrian hostile as possible. No straight, obvious connections to Ellesmere from here. No sidewalks. Some very charming little bungalows. And they're on fairly generous sized lots. And Maryvale is a rather diverse community. It's got a large South Asian, Filipino, and Middle Eastern Canadian population. The languages most often heard here are English, Punjabi, Tagalog, Tamil, Arabic, and Greek. So quite the mix. And this here, I believe, is a Montessori school. And it houses the House of Legends Basketball Academy. I think that opened around 2021. And it's also some kind of Orthodox church. So there's a gymnasium in there. And I think we can cut straight through here. I've heard about this place. I've never seen it in person before. I think they run a lot of youth basketball programs out of here. Oh, neat. We got to look at the gym. Cool stuff. Looks like they might be holding some kind of practice there tonight. So most of these homes would be post-World War II. That's the case for much of Scarborough. And if I were to go that way, I don't think I'd be able to escape. At least not up to Ellesmere. That's quite the property. Close to Ellesmere Community Church, the Ellesmere Montessori School. So I think that building was pulling double duty. Welcome back to Strodeville. It's a complex of townhomes across the street. Backing onto Ellesmere. If you're a pedestrian and you want to cross the street here, what the hell are you supposed to do? I would like to go up that street there. But look at this. That's several hundred meters away to a light over there and in that direction. Sorry, you stupid pedestrian, you need to play Frogger with your life just across the street. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. This is a major street with businesses people would frequent on either side. And you have to be somewhat agile just to be able to cross the street. There's a squirrel who didn't make it. Well, let's go see a little bit more of the residential neighborhood. There's LGT Auto. There's a whole bunch of sirens going off. These homes look very much the same as the ones across the street. Oh, that one's got an accessibility lift there. They've got a garage and a carport. That's a nice touch. The maple leaf. Guessing that is a lot more modern than most of these. We are about to go cross the Taylor Massey Creek. Looks like that's a school just up there. Littlefield Gardens Park is just to the north. Yeah, there's what appears to be a big elementary school. Because I have something sticky stuck to my shoe. There we go. And there's another school just north of that. I'm looking at Google Maps here, and it shows the Taylor Massey Creek. I don't think it was in focus, but you saw the blue line, but obviously that's been buried underneath this hydro corridor. I've heard ever since I was a kid, there can be negative health impacts on living so close to hydro lines. But I think it was in the 50s when the creek was covered up. That's one of the major tributaries that feed into the Don River, named after the Taylor Massey family. Hey, we've got a squirrel. Apparently there's a big temple to Jainism just east of here. So that might make a good target to go finish up recording. Well, we found out where all the hubbub was. Fire truck straight ahead with its lights on. Another one approaching. There's a juxtaposition. New big home right next to one of the smaller, older ones. There's a toilet bowl. Hot lights, EV charger, basement wiring, panel upgrade to 200 amps. That guy does it all. That'd be, that looks like a gas tank actually. Maybe it was an oxygen tank. Someone had some work done. All right, there's a plaza coming up on the right. I just have to risk my life to get there. So there's the 995 express bus and the 95 non-express. That one's a 995. Those ones usually just stop at major intersections. I'd like to cross the street. Let's see if there's a break in traffic here. Almost. Red car trying to ruin my plans. At least the rain gods have held off. Inspire Wellness and Head Spa. I just think this neighborhood would feel so much more walkable if the retail was right up on the sidewalk. But the problem is they've built the neighborhood to be car dependent. Therefore, the whole design caters to the automobile, and you have the parking in front. And it ends up not feeling very urban, or frankly enjoyable to walk around. We've got the Blackhorn Steakhouse. Lebanese nuts and chocolate. Costas Meat. Claiming to have the best souvlaki or souvlaki in town. Golden House Chinese restaurant. There's some apartments up on the second floor. And I'm guessing this food truck is affiliated with Costas Greek Plaza. Pastry shop. VIP pool and bar. This place looks a little rough and tumble. But they got snooker. I wonder how many fights break out at that place. We're back to where Strode meets Strode. This is Warden. So I think in my live stream I'm going to go southbound Warden, down to Eglinton, then over to Kennedy and up to Canada Computers. There's a Costco just south of here on the left, and I think there's a big community center as well. Sign there says the next bus is in 8 and then 34 minutes. Despite its ass-backwards design, Scarborough is home to a lot of world-class food. Obviously, a whole lot of terrific people. But sadly, it's been neglected from a design and transit perspective. To get to Yonge and Eglinton, for instance, from here, it would take you over an hour. To get to downtown, probably an hour and a half. As you've noticed, pedestrians are few and far between. And they don't even have dedicated busways here. I think that would go a long ways to improving the transit situation. Those are pretty cheap to install and implement. I think that might be the real solution for a lot of these Strodes in Scarborough and connecting the city and getting it moving faster. There's a staircase leading up to the Ellesmere Community Center. There was an interesting looking temple I've seen out of a bus window just up here on the right, and we're going to get a closer look at it. And the next major street will be Birchmount. This is the Jain Society of Toronto coming up on the right. It's an active temple and cultural center. It's described as an Indian religion rooted in non-violence, truth, non-stealing, celibacy, and non-possessiveness. Sounds slightly cultish. Jains emphasize compassion for all living beings. Oh, I like that part. Spiritual discipline and often vegetarian/vegan diets. And there are two major sects, SECTS I know what you're thinking. But anyways, I gotta get going. Canada Computers closes at 8. I want to make sure I get there in time to pick up my item. There's some gobbledygook for you. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to your thoughts and comments down below. It's a little bit different for me to get out and record these parts. If you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I've got an Instagram account at Johnny Strides. There's a super thanks button down below if you wish to say thanks that way, as well as links to Bitcoin and Ethereum if you want to be so nice. That's quite the spiel, so we will finish this off. But thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.